Hello, everyone, and welcome to the post-game lobby in the fan zone. Once again, I feel like it's G2 PGL fan zone all the time. We'll get other teams here, of course, but first things first, Yike, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
That was fast, to say the least. Before starting the day, we were like trying some predictions, and I was on the side of people who were thinking 3-1 for you guys because you have your fun sometimes, and you try stuff. What was the expectation coming in today?
Yeah, I think it makes sense that people think we will go 3-1 because we haven't had the cleanest games throughout the whole split. But I think today we came up with a good plan, and I think we executed it well. I think the only sus game was the game 1, but I think Caps played very well that game, so we could take it over.
That's kind of a macro lesson, as we said.
That's what I mean as well. I feel like a lot of that came down to the first Dragon fight that you guys had as well. So that set that up initially. But okay, let's talk about some Casante instead, because the champion
nice
is very disgusting. Yeah. What do you think about BB's performance in game 3?
Yeah, he was smurfing it, solo killing all the time. I guess I helped him once, but he was playing very well, so that was nice.
See, you guys have so many flex picks that I would like to see a ranking of the G2 players on the different picks that you can flex to see who is best. Do you think?
I would like to do that too.
Yeah, is Caps better than BB on Casante? The champion is broken, but still.
It's very broken, so it's hard to say because both just look OP. But I think probably BB has more games, so probably right now it's BB.
All right.
I think Caps can get there.
But how boring would it be from the jungle perspective? You share champions with Rel and Maokai.
Yeah, we have the boring champ.
Yeah,
this,
for sure Mickey is the best Maokai, right?
Yeah.
No, there's
Mickey,
no need.
By far the best Maokai. I don't know why I should even play Maokai. I shouldn't play it anymore, right?
Nah.
No more Maokai, probably.
On that champion that we haven't seen, actually, there's been a debate whether it's still as strong in the jungle now or it's getting better in the support position. What is your thought on this, as someone who doesn't want to play Maokai, of course?
And your honest thoughts
thoughts on that.
I'll give my honest opinions. It's very OP on support, but it's still good in jungle. So I think playing it in jungle is always going to work and it's always going to be strong. So yeah, that's why it's a good flex.
I love the way you guys think about the draft, come up with new picks, but also play the meta perfectly. And I know we've been critical of G2's way of playing the game and being sloppy in the early game. That is the best version we've seen of G2 all year, I feel today. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I would say so. I think besides the game 1, of course, where we kind of into the dragon, overall, I think we played very good today.
I think there's a very clear difference in terms of where you guys started making your improvement. I think when we reached week 5, that's where everything sort of felt like it started connecting again, and then going into 4 and 5, and specifically today, as a team, it feels like you guys are starting to gel way better from the early game into the transition to the mid game. How has that process looked like from you guys behind the scene? What have you specifically done to band-aid or actually fix these problems?
Yeah, I think we probably had been having a bit too much fun in the beginning. I think like after coming back from off-season, scrimming again, it's everything going well. We just, we just messed up a lot of times, and we had a bit too much fun. So now I think we decided to actually try out a bit more, so we don't enter early games.
So no new tools has been established from behind the scenes. It's just you guys started taking it serious.
Yeah, I mean, I think the staff is a bit hard on us, and I think they should be, because when we int like that, I think we deserve to get some blame.
I mean, it goes with the level that's expected from G2, and of course, at the end of the line, this split, you want to aim for this first MSI spot. I know that international affairs didn't go too well for you guys last year, but readjusting to this and prepping for this potential MSI, what do you want to work on the most within the LEC and the teams you have as opponents?
Yeah, so I think what we were working on the most is, as we said probably a lot of times, the mid game, and I think that's where we actually improved so much, and I think it shows in like all of the games we've been playing. I think we play very good mid game, and that's why we usually win these games in the end, and that's for the international tournaments. It's for MSI, it's for Worlds.
I agree, but I think domestic league is not the same level as you have internationally. So how can you reciprocate the same setups that you're going to find out playing against the likes of LPL or LCK later?
Yeah, so I think LPL and LCK, they're also kind of, like most of the time, they're also playing very slow early game. And we kind of had a bit similar, where we played a bit slow, we didn't do so much. And we can do much more that we don't do. But yeah, I think we're kind of doing a bit similar to them. And yeah, we're trying to match like the way they play. We look at the VODs, we try to learn from them. And that's why I'm very excited to go to MSI if we qualify. Yeah,
it's going to be exciting for sure. But I keep on wondering, what do we make of the LEC right now, GB? We're like, close to getting finals week. Next week we have a couple best of 3, best of 5s with us before we head to finals. I don't know what you think of the league.
I think that we are definitely established in layers right now in terms of how good teams are. I think there's a clear bottom. I think it also showed with some of the matchups we had earlier this week with the teams we've already said goodbye to as well in terms of the performance coming through. And even today, I thought that G2 and BDS was actually going to be closer than it was, but I was pleasantly surprised. I think game 1 of this series had been my favorite game I've watched all year, just because of how well the mid game is played and the cross maps we see from both teams. It was such an interesting game to VOD review it or just review it by itself. But I think there's a clear top right now. And unless other teams kind of follow up in G2, I still think that after today, they're a clear number 1.
And to me, that's what the expectation was coming into this year.
I thought they could drop games, and I'm glad you said you thought so too, because I was arguing with videos. But
oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, I have his word for it. But yeah, I think that's a clear number 1.
But I want to have your thoughts on your opponents actually, leading into best of 5s and the teams you faced off against already. Who is the strongest or most interesting opponents you had? Fnatic, I think, might be one, but...
Yeah, we might look onto Fnatic because, I mean, they were the team that got 1 game from us, and I think overall, like, BDS is very good, and they actually made, like, game 1 that we won, they made it very hard for us, which usually doesn't happen, you know? So BDS and Fnatic, I think, look the strongest right now. And then there's SK, Vitality, and MDK left. And I think all of these teams have, like, I think they all had their ups and downs, and I think that is like the problem with them. I think the other 3 has been pretty consistent, BDS, G2, Fnatic, and the rest of the last 3 have been a bit messy sometimes.
I think they've shown some high at times, but they also have shown the lows, and it's really just about finding that consistency. I think, for example, a team like Vitality can show that they can actually be really good when they hit the mark, but then you also get what you got last time, and it just
you don't know what to expect on this side of Vitality. Is it going to be a series like the one they played against SK, or what we've seen during the entirety of the split? And they're going to face off against MDK, who I think is an interesting team, full of rookies. Drafts have no rules at all. They play whatever they want. The coach said it himself. If a player is confident enough to pull a champion on official games, he will let them do it. Reminds me of someone else we know, but what do you think of the approach they had so far and what they've been trying in draft and cooking?
Yeah, I think they're kind of similar to us with the draft thing being more open, which when they can play like their stuff, like the 56 top, for example, this kind of stuff. And I think I think it's good. I think more teams should try to do that because there's a lot of good counter picks, good pocket picks you can pull out. And yeah, I think that's what making Mad look pretty strong right now. And yeah, like you saw yesterday, they were playing very good.
So you made it to the upper final a year ago. You were playing your first final, a couple days, of course, minus that. But how good do you feel this year? 1 year after joining the LEC, playing against the best junglers in the world, you must look at this final in a different way. What is going to be the focus for you, Yike?
Yeah, I think going into this final now for the next year or for my second year, I really just want to kind of stomp even harder than we did last year because I want to prove myself to still be like very good. You know, I don't want to be one of those rookies who has 1 good year and then they start getting like not washed, but start performing worse. And I'd never want to be that. So I'm gonna focus on just performing as good as I can, win all the LEC titles, and then perform in MSI and the Worlds.
Just easy, win everything. A couple of predictions on the games we're going to have tomorrow. As we said, Vitality MDK on one side, Fnatic versus SK Gaming, if I'm not mistaken, on the other. Who takes it? Both series. Give us predictions.
I'll start with Vitality MDK. I think that's going to be actually a very interesting one because I think both of them are playing pretty good right now. So I think it's going to go to 3 games, but I'll give it to MDK. And Fnatic SK, I mean, Fnatic looks stronger than SK right now. But the SK looked very good, like first week, for example, and second week, I think, where they performed very well. So it's hard to say. I think if SK has a good day, they could actually win against Fnatic. But otherwise, I think Fnatic might have it. So, yeah.
GB, any
take
on these predictions?
Well. Yeah,
I can ask the fans here also for the predictions. I would like that, actually.
I think Fnatic versus SK at least is going over to Fnatic. I think based on recent performance, they've shown it. But I'm actually going to go for an underdog against MDK, and I'm going to try and hope that Vitality's prep, in terms of what they made as mistakes earlier, will actually benefit them going up against MDK. I think that's going to be a very bot-centric matchup between Kazi and Hylissang and Super and Alvaro, but I'm giving the edge to Vitality on a hope.
What do you think of GB's prediction? Can Vitality win versus MDK tomorrow?
Yeah, that's they're very loud right now. They're so loud they're not being picked up by the mic.
And Fnatic versus SK Gaming. Do you think Fnatic takes it?
It started working.
See, that sounds like a good prediction on my end. GB, thank you so much. Yike, thank you as well for joining us today in PGL. Thank you to all the fans, of course, who gathered here in the fan zone. And we have more League of Legends going over in North America with the LCS starting soon. And we'll see you tomorrow for the rest of Best of Threes. Bye-bye.
On the bottom side of the fight, Mitchie now on the chase, flashing for the stun, forcing out the cleanser of Ice, but this should just be a quick turn back because Ice does not go down. BDS able to find the kill, Ice now looking to follow up, G2 over-committing.
Azir didn't TP, okay? Fight, can you fight Azir? But not TP, no flash still. Yeah, no flash. Nice, it's fine.
But I mean, this is what they've done. I mean, now you've got 2-level advantage and a Rabadon that he's gone.
Back there, Adam, you've just got no chance. There's too many soldiers. You're just one man against an Empire. Caps now taking him down. G2 immediately started the objective.
Baron is down. By the way, I don't know if we can put the dash. We have like, even me and Asir can do this.
Yeah, salute, yeah, and you guys show.
Yeah, you can show. Okay, we're hitting it.
Let's get a nice good goal.
Good job, boys.
Surely become
But if he takes it, he really does flash over the wall.
Dash through him, flash over, flash out. He's running, but that's a red buff.
The red.
Extra Q. Whoa! First blood going through. Don't know if he needed to burn the flash, but
This Cap's in danger.
Cap's potentially over-eager here. Unstoppable going to take LeBron out. Fish for the 1v1. Unstoppable now going to go back in. Yike on the way forward. They're just going to grab a quick support kill. They're not going to finish off.
I hate that. The fact that Cops is way overextended. He's like, get over here.
Adam can just fall off and lay down a bunch of CC. Should be an easy kill onto him. Flashing back out, but Ice gets him a little present on his way out, sends him straight to the grave.
Nicely done. Another good punish. And
I want to chase actually.
Yeah,
I'm still strong.
Okay, I don't.
No, play.
Is that?
Flash bars. Nice, huge.
Nice. Can we dash?
And you'll see Dragon Control as well. So maybe try to see what he can do against Adam.
Push back, pulling Adam away. Adam going to be in trouble now. Ultis and Counter-Strike tries to get a bit more space, but maybe still unstoppable, taking his time. Adam, not the fancy footwork in the world. Broken Blade with a quick solo kill this time around. Hansama does have ultimate immediately. The follow-up is there. Severing bolt from the sky. Caps making it rain fire. G2 finding gold just about everywhere.
Oh, you got it.
Nice.
Good job, boys. Good job, everyone. Very clean. 3-0. Let's go.